Being a therapist with ADHD has been a journey. It's been full of surprises and challenges and a lot of trial and error, and especially because I was a late diagnosed ADHDer. One of the biggest decisions was whether to work as an employee or to go into private practice. I've done both, so in this video, I'm sharing my experience, the good, the bad, and the lessons I've learned along the way, so that you can figure out what truly works best for you. Being an ADHD therapist with a private practice versus being an ADHD therapist as an employee, those are two very different ball games, and I can say that I've been on both sides of it. I have been both a therapist who's been an employee, and I am a therapist as a private practice clinician, and I'm also a business owner of a clinic. And one thing with ADHD, as many of you know, it's that it can be very difficult to manage a lot of different things. And I've definitely found as a business owner is that it's been deeply overwhelming because my energy and my brain is spread over so many different areas. Like I'm a therapist and I'm studying and trying to learn. I'm trying to manage my caseload. I'm also having to know all the things I need to do to run a business. Like I have to take care of when the phone goes down, taking care of the website, managing the finances, how much is being spent, or do we have enough money in the bank account this month to cover all the bills, like all these different pieces. Versus when I was an employee, it was just see clients. That's all I had to focus in on, and maybe some other side projects. So it's been a very different thing in terms of managing the number of tasks in my brain of what needs to be completed. And because as an employee, I just had to focus on seeing clients. That's all I had to do. I didn't have to focus in on how much time it's going to take me to figure out this task that needs to get done. Or of course, something, broke and now I have to go fix it. And that's going to take me 3 hours out of my day. And I wasn't expecting that thing. What I've learned along the way is that I have to build in times in the day and times in the week to take care of urgent emergency tasks that I did not plan for. I'm definitely not always great at that, but I've learned to do that. And I've also learned to just outsource everything. I outsource as much as I possibly can as a private practice clinician. It took me a lot to get to that point because I always thought, I can just do it. I can just do it. I can just do it. I don't want to spend the money because it's going to cost too much money. Can't spend the money because I feel guilty about spending the money on doing this task when I can just do it myself. And at the same time, what I've really learned and discovered is that the tasks that I know that I can do them, it's also going to take me 2, 3, or 4 times longer than what it would take to pay someone else to do that task. So now I think about my time in billable hours. So does it make sense, billable time-wise, to spend $700 billable time on this task that I could pay someone $100 to do this task? No, it doesn't make any sense. Does it make sense to spend all this mental load and mental energy on trying to understand this task and do this task that's really hard for me to understand because my brain doesn't function that way? No, I just need to offload that to someone who understands that can do it quickly and easily and just give them the money for it. So I've really learned after a lot of suffering, that it makes a lot more sense to just offload the tasks. I would rather see clients because I understand that I'm good at it. See clients, get that income in so I can cover the costs of having someone else do those tasks in a much more quick, efficient, and correct manner. Because I've definitely had times where I spent 5 hours doing something and guess what? I did it wrong. And it's so incredibly frustrating. But I'd rather use that time to study and become a really, really good therapist and use that time to really be a good therapist for my team and to be a good therapist for my clients. So I've learned, and it's so freeing. Like the mental space that has been freed from my mind because I no longer have to worry about doing certain things that, especially that I dread doing and that I would procrastinate on and just not do it, even though it has to get done, has been like fundamentally life-changing for me, like incredibly, deeply, deeply helpful. Once you've figured out whether private practice or employee life is the right fit, the next step is learning how to actually thrive as a therapist with ADHD. In this next video, I'm sharing the game-changing strategies that have helped me manage my ADHD and build a career that works for my brain.